Next up is Khizr, and he's got a fantastically interesting business called John. I give you 3 minutes.
Don't want to miss out on anything, so I got these notes here. Just to give you guys some perspective about the problem that we're facing in Pakistan today, this is an energy crisis. There's 180 million people who live in Pakistan. Half the population, that's 90 million people, don't have access to electricity and natural gas, which forces them to burn wood and burn cow dung for energy. Sounds rather grim. But it doesn't have to be so grim. And the reason for that is that in most parts of Pakistan, we get at least 300 days of sunlight, if not more. So there's enormous potential for solar energy. But the unfortunate part is that it's completely untapped. And the reason that it's untapped is because the products that are available in the market today, they're imported from China and other parts of the world. And by the time they get to the retail market, they're far too expensive for the local common denominator in Pakistan to afford or buy. So what's the solution? What is John Pakistan doing? John Pakistan is an organization I co-founded with a few other people recently. And we want to research and produce solar energy solutions for Pakistani people in Pakistan. We want to locally manufacture these solutions which work in Pakistan and which are affordable, that the lowest common denominator can afford and buy and benefit from. And the latest product, the first product, in fact, that we want to launch with is, in fact, a solar water heater. Now, let me just give you an example of the cheapest solar water heater. It's for $260 US. And the one that we want to produce is based on greenhouse technology. So let me just explain the technology to you. You take a water tank and you create a greenhouse around it with the what do you call it, acrylic material. And around the acrylic material, you've got these light reflecting panels that accentuate the sunlight going into the greenhouse. So during the day, like a flower, it opens up and it's collecting sunlight and heat. And as the sun sets, the panels close, which are insulated, and so they capture the heat in the greenhouse through the course of the night so that you get warm water in the morning. So that's the solution. That's the first product that we're going to launch, and the prototype is on its way, and is going to be ready by this year in December. What I need from you all to make this possible and to actually scale this business up is your support. Because we will be able to establish this business, we will be able to test the product in Lahore, which has a population of 8 million people. But to really scale it across Pakistan and eventually beyond Pakistan, I need each one of you to support this product and this business. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, so you sound like you have identified the problem and you have solutions for it. But do you have a communications plan to get them into consumer homes? Is it by partnering with local authorities and governments, or is it by persuading consumers themselves to convert? Because that's a big jump.
Absolutely. So just to explain how some of the communities that are suffering from the energy crisis are structured, they live in very densely populated areas. So part of our communication strategy to launch this particular product was to hold a competition, which is based on energy, in local communities in Lahore. This is to start the process. And we're not talking about mass media communications. We're not talking about ATL right now. Something very basic. And we do these events in which people come and they participate, and the winners go back with a solar water heater. We feel that once this solar water heater is placed in somebody's house and it starts working and it starts benefiting that household, the news of that success is going to spread across that neighborhood like fire. It has to, because there's no gas, there's no electricity, there's no solution. So it's something that we think will grow organically and it'll grow very rapidly. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So Khizr, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You're taking on 2 risks, not one, aren't you? The risk of developing an entirely new solar technology, and you're trying to solve the problem of affordability of current solar technology for people who can't afford it in Pakistan. So I guess the question is why? Why try to reinvent solar technology instead of reinventing the business model around the current solar technology? After all, if it's affordability, why not build a capital model that permits people to pay over time and use what's already on the market?
I think the technology solution is, I think it's going to save us resources, natural resources. It's going to, you're going to spend less money on a solution, so that's got to have some benefit, right? And it's new, it's innovation. I think innovation has this innate quality of spreading as opposed to something that's already out there in the market. So with that, with the newness of the product, we think the newness of the product is actually going to help spread the product across Pakistan much faster.
A good answer. And by the way, do not confuse my questions. I only question the ones I love. A round of applause for Khizr.